Amigurumi Care Bear Tutorial Part 5. Crocheting the ear and the tail. Chain 2. 3 single crochets in the second chain from hook. 1, 2, and 3. Row 2. Chain 1 and turn. 2 single crochets in each single crochet across for 6 single crochets at the end of row 2. 1, 2, and 6. Row 3. Chain 1 and turn. 2 single crochets in the first single crochet. Single crochet in the next single crochet. 2 single crochets in the next single crochet. Single crochet in the next single crochet twice. Finish off with 9 single crochets at the end of row 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9. Fasten off. Now we are going to weave in the ends. Now you're going to do the same thing again. Now you're going to take the 2 pieces, the white and the green, or this whatever color you chose for your Care Bear, and you're going to join them together with 2 single crochets in the first stitch. And then 1 single crochet in the next, 2 in the next, going through both thicknesses, 1 in the next, then 2 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, then 1 in the next, and then the last one, 2 in the next, and fasten off. Now you're going to leave a long tail for sewing the ear to the head. And there's the second ear. Now you're going to take the tapestry needle and you're going to thread the end with your tail. And we're going to whip stitch them together right here, the open end. Now you have 2 ears, which we are going to attach to the head. Okay, now we're going to take the Care Bear and we're going to attach the ear. Attach the ear about right here. And we're going to whip stitch it to the head. First ear attached, weave in the end into the body. Get your scissors and cut it off. Now we're going to attach the second ear. So we're going to take the second ear and we're going to make sure that we are attaching even with the other ear. And start to whip stitch it to the head. Just like the way we did with the first ear. Once you have the ear sewn into position, weave the end into the body work to the top of the head. And then get your scissors and cut it. And there you go. Now we're going to crochet the tail. Amigurumi crocheted Care Bear tail. Starting with a magic ring. Single crochet 10 single crochets in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10. Now we're going to cinch it up, close up the hole. Now rounds 2 through 5, you're going to single crochet in each single crochet around for 10 single crochets at the end of round 5. Round 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10. Round 6, you're going to decrease around for 5 single crochets at the end of round 6 and finish off and leave a long tail for sewing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fasten off. Cut a long tail for sewing. Now you're going to take your end and you're going to thread your tapestry needle and you're going to flatten it and whip stitch it through. Close up the hole and we're going to attach it to the Care Bear. Make sure he's all lined up right. And about right here. And now we whip stitch it to the Care Bear. Now we're going to secure it with a knot. and weave in the tail end into the body work. We're going to cut it off. There's our little Care Bear tail, all nice and attached. Now the next thing we're going to do is all the detail work, which I do in felt. If you're interested in crocheting the belly badge rather than making it out of felt, please let me know in the comments and I will post the pattern for the belly badge for Bedtime Bear. And if there's any other Care Bear you would like, also send me a comment and I will do my best to post the pattern for that one as well. Okay, so what I do is I use felt for my details, and I'm just gonna stitch the 2 layers together here with little stitches of Bedtime Bear's moon, and I just use the same color or as close to the same color thread as I can find, and just make little stitches around to sew the 2 layers together. And I just keep stitching around until I get to the end. Okay, so I have the moon pieces all stitched together, and now I'm going to work on the face. And for the face, I'm going to use some pearl cotton. Now we're going to make the face. And there's the smile and the moon. I'm going to make the eye. And there's the moon's face. Now I'm going to work on sewing the star, the 2 layers of the star. There's the belly patch. Now I'm just going to do a blanket stitch in the corresponding color, so a dark blue and an orange thread around the edge of the belly patch onto the belly. So now I'm going to line up his belly patch where I want it to be. This is how you do a blanket stitch. Wrap the thread around the needle. And you pull up. Got a long thread here. And you tighten it. Try to make your stitches as neat and as close to the work as possible. Try not to get any knots in your thread. It's one of the most difficult things, preventing knots in your thread. I don't want to run out in the middle of my work here, so made sure I cut me a long piece. I really enjoy doing this by hand, making the belly patch out of felt and sewing it on. It's like my own personal little touch. Try to do something different than what everyone else does, you know? It's part of creativity. Here's Bedtime Bear's moon. Now we're going to attach the star, and I'm going to do it just right about there. And there it is, his belly patch. Now I'm going to sew on this red little heart that they have on their little behinds. And I place it about right there. Here's the tail. That's where it's going to go. And I'm going to do a blanket stitch around it. There you go. The little red heart on the tushy is permanently attached and sewed on. The next thing I'm going to do is take this little felt heart that I cut out, and I'm going to sew it to the bottom of his foot. I'm going to do one on each foot. And here's his foot pads. 2 little blue foot pads that are shaped like hearts on his little feetsies. Now all I have left to do is his face. I'm going to put on the mouth, and I'm going to insert the needle, the tapestry needle, about right there with some pearl cotton. I'm going to go like this again, and I'm going to do it twice. So we're going to like 2 giant whip stitches right there. You know what, let's do a third one. That's better. And I'm going to go back up to the middle here and just make a tiny little stitch to keep the mouth in place. I'm going to attach the nose with a blanket stitch all the way around the edge. Start with the corner of the heart. And here's how it looks so far, the Care Bear, bedtime bear. The last final thing we have to do to make his eyes and give him his eyebrows, and we'll be done. This is the felt squares we're going to use for the eyes. We're going to start with the white, and we're going to cut out an oval shape. It's best to start out cutting a big oval rather than a little oval, because if you make your oval too small, you'll have to cut another piece and start over again. Then you can kind of just trim it down. See how it's going to look. Like that's about right. Now we're going to make our 2 blue ovals, the blue parts of his eyes. That looks good. I'm going to cut out another one. And now the black. Starting with the black circle and the blue circle, and laying them together like this, and a needle with black thread. We're going to just make little stitches and sew them together. All the way around. And we're going to do it again with the other eye. Now we're going to get the blue thread, get on in the end. We're going to attach the blue part of the eye. Like this. And there's the first eye. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did with this eye with this eye. There you go. We got our 2 eyes. Because I'm making Sleepy Bear, I want to make him a couple of little eyelids. And I just take some black thread and make a couple of little eyelashes with a blanket stitch on the eyelid. Now I'm going to attach the eyelids the same way I attached all the other layers of the eye, stitching it around. Now I'm going to take some white thread and I'm going to make the little light in his eye with just a going back through the same hole 3 times. Now at this point, I'm going to attach this eye to the doll. If you feel like you don't have the ability or the skills, or you're just nervous about sewing the eye onto the doll, you could glue the eye with some very good fabric glue. But I'm going to sew mine on. And there's the first eyeball, my sleepy Care Bear eyeball. On to the next one. And there's his 2 eyes. Now we're going to make his eyebrows. We're going to take a long piece of blue pearl cotton to make the eyebrows and our tapestry needle. And we're going to secure a knot at the end of our pearl cotton. And then we're going to thread the other end on our tapestry needle. And now we're going to put his eyebrows in. Just like this. And we're going to try to make them as even as possible. And there's his eyebrows. And we're done. Care Bear tutorial part 5 is complete. Our Care Bear is done. Thank you for watching. And please subscribe for upcoming tutorials. Our next video tutorial for Amigurumi crochet will be Jack Skellington.